quicker. He has time and space but not much boost. Gets the reset and it's over, Rick.
He said no, look for the pass to Ollie. Ollie redirecting it into the back of the net from Milo.
Hits the backboard of the crossbar. The double touch from Kebab is absolutely out of this world. His first touch on the edge, will look for the second, gets that flip reset. Woofy, you dangerous man.
Waiting out Phoenix, he beats all the defenders with an unbelievable musty flick.
Early for this ball played off the back of the board, and look at that double tap, oh my god! Welcome everybody to the RSC Season 7.
Indeed, Sky versus Zulu with his musty double tap that got goal of the season.
We haven't been close.
Oh, you're going the wrong way, Stinos. That's towards your own net. What are you doing? Oh no!
It's fine. But we have got Vector next to me and Senji on the broadcast, manning the helm as always. Vector, we have one hell of a hype series ahead of us. Nocturne versus Overwatch, the two #1 seeds.
Absolutely, it could not have come down to anything but this. This is what you wanted, Hops, and I think it's what the majority of people watching Elite this season have wanted. Nocturne versus Overwatch, the first versus first in Ignis and Glacies. Took quite a tough road for Overwatch to get here, actually having to win 3 best of 5s after getting knocked out in the upper round 1. But Nocturne have had a relatively clear time of it, actually sweeping Olympus in the first round and then having a game 5 of their own against Dogon, who just got knocked out by the Overwatch. So now Nocturne in the best possible position, I think, only having to win 1 best of 7 and a minimum 4 games. But this Overwatch side, they must be coming into this with so much fire, so much heart, so much determination to bring down their rivals in Nocturne. These two teams haven't seen each other all that much throughout this season, but right now, this right here is the pinnacle of RSC Season 7, and I cannot wait to see how it goes down.
I am so unbelievably excited to see what happens in this game. The two top teams in the RSC is Janik with another 10 subscriptions. Guys, 40 more, and this shirt of mine is coming off as well. You all guys all wanted it. This is what's going to happen, guys. You know, 40 more, and I'm also Ignite Esports franchise general manager for next season, guys. Come on, keep it coming in. We really appreciate all the support you guys have given. Please, can we get going at another 10 from Mr. Boopy? 10 more, and we are there. Unbelievable showing from everybody here. Guys, this hype train. This hype train, don't let it stop, because we have this hype train happening here, but also another hype train happening as we are going to the Nocturne versus Overwatch game as well. Guys, you're going to have to subscribe quickly if you want to see this happen on cam, because we're going to go to the stage. There's 5 more subs away. Guys, we are ready to go. The Tails are going to get into respective teams with 5 off right now for my shirt coming off right now. Can it happen? Only a couple of seconds before we get these players into their respective teams. But, you know, quickly, let's have a quick breakdown from the maestro who is shirtless himself. Vector, what do you think we're expecting from this series?
Well, we don't have much time to break it down, but this is a clash of the titans. I'm expecting fireworks. I'm expecting flames licking the boots and the heels of every single one of these players on the pitch as we are kicked off with the grand final of the Elite Tier playoffs of RSC Season 7. This is what it all comes down to. Will Nocturne be able to push aside this Overwatch team that have fought tooth and nail to get to this point, to even earn the chance to beat Nocturne? Or are Overwatch going to do it all? Get the bracket reset, 2 best of 7s at minimum 8 games of Rocket League to win, to dominate. That's how much you need against this Nocturne side. Who's going to do it? No one knows, but someone has to. Something is going to give.
I know, and it's only a matter of time until we see it happens. We saw it doing it yesterday. Blaze with an unbelievable performance, getting that bracket reset, so it isn't impossible. But Nocturne, they are a completely different beast. But Nuxie, the man with the ball going for the edge, is a man with a plan. And another interesting fact about this game, it is the, what did you say, the MVP of this season on Haven versus the number 2 seed. But a cooks in the pitch, coming in from Vladimir! Oh my! Oh my! What? What?
I mean, you could not get a more perfect shot to start this grand final. Overwatch completely taken out of the game there. No one but Vladimir expected that to go flying all the way across the field, almost from his own goal line. Unbelievable start, and Dealin's trying to finish off the second. Can Vladimir put it away? No. The Overwatch just about keeping this a 1-goal game, but I'm so glad it started this way. Phenomenal finish.
This is exactly what we wanted from these two teams. Every single player in this lobby has godly mechanics, and they are showing exactly why. As Dealin's going off that ceiling, trying to find an opening in the Overwatch net. And Vladimir again, who has said, Vladimir Putin, who? Let me be the dictator of this game, as he puts in the second goal for Nocturne. Nocturne, they had a little bit of a break. They had a little bit of a yawn, a little bit of a nappy time before they went into this game, and they have come back swinging. What a performance so far. This Overwatch side, they have a mountain to climb, but this team can do it. We saw them be unbelievable. As another goal goes in, Rixie doing the business for his side, and it looks like he was assisted by one of his teammates, Quizzy. And look at that, the team play. I mean, talk about IQ, Vector.
I mean, the recovery from Rixie alone was unbelievable. He actually got bumped up into the wall, then pre-flipped into the corner, managing to get back up to that ball, and then gets bumped in midair by QZ, like an air traffic collision going on there. Just hits him, but Haven, not wanting to give them any room to breathe, puts one of his own away. We've been talking about Vladimir for the most part. 425 points, just 2 minutes into this game. Haven not to be outshone, wanting to get one of his own, prove why he is the MVP of Elite this season. You said it yourself, Hops, that these two teams are the best of the best in Elite, and it's the best two players, Haven and Nuxie, at least based on stats and opinions. But right now, the Nocturne, with almost complete control as Overwatch, haven't had all that much beside the 1 goal between Rixie and QZ, which had a little bit of fortune attached to it.
It did, however, was that fortune or was that IQ? These players in Elite really have brains far larger than Megamind himself. This Dealinch does challenge onto Kuzi. Haven is up early, trying to put the ball into the corner. Rixie is there waiting, goes for the catch. Not much boost to work because he's wasn't able to kick out that corner pad. Easy for his teammate instead, as Nuxie is there, popping it forward. Dealinch carrying it back over to his corner. All 3 players of the Nocturne side were in that corner, but unfortunately Overwatch not able to capitalize on it. As Rixie puts the ball into center, Nuxie is there, puts a shot into goal. Vladimir wise to it on that back rail. Vladimir gets bumped though, but Kuzi not able to put the pressure on as Rixie takes it into his own corner, collects a boost, slowing the game down just a tad, allowing me to catch my breath. And now he's going for that air dribble, and still it is back and forth. 2 minutes left on the clock with Nocturne leading 3-1 over Overwatch right now. Can Overwatch bring this back? Rixie able to get that save away. Vladimir is up on that sidewall, puts the ball onto the back net. Dinledge is there to put the shot on, but just a little bit too weak to be stressful for this not Overwatch side. Right now it's back and forth. Anything can happen. The ball is played into the center by Nuxie, but nobody there to follow it up. Vladimir, the man who has put his name in the history books by far. Pass it off to Dealinch, and Dealinch put in the bottom. Please! This Nocturne side are looking incredible, and it almost looks like Vladimir planned that, rotating his car to get out of Dealinch's way, and it's gone into the bottom of the corner. Vector, unbelievable scenes!
It was such an early pre-jump from Dealinch, just waiting on the wall, and it was so deceptive a finish. Like you said, I'm pretty sure that was planned ahead. Vladimir didn't have all that much of a shot, recognizing 2 defenders, but a shot here from Nuxie stopped by Haven, the top 2 players in Elite. battling there to try and beat one another, and Haven equal to it. This 3-goal lead may be just a little too insurmountable for Overwatch, as Nocturne have come out of the gate swinging. Haven up again, has a little bit of boost, gets the reset, trying to fake out Nuxie. And they actually managed to cancel each other out just on the edge of the red box. But QZ doing well, keeping this one alive. Rixie cuts in, going for a shot. It's wide, but it's back off him. Can Nuxie finish it off? Yes! Brings it back to a 2-goal game. Just under a minute left to go. This all started from QZ in the midfield. Really needed to step up in this grand final, and they're starting to find some measurement.
Oh my word, neither of these teams have problems scoring the back of the net, and it's not like the defenses on each side are struggling. It's just pinpoint precision on that offense, making it so difficult for any player to get a stop. But a bit of a mistouch, actually a calculated touch even, coming out from Haven to delay the shot for this Overwatch side. 40 seconds left on the clock. Can Overwatch do anything here as the ball goes soaring onto their half? Kuzi with a nice touch forward. Nuxie is wise to it and knocks it forward once again, taking out D-Lynch, but unfortunately Vladimir covering that. Vladimir being so impressive. The winner right now in this game is Vladimir. Nuxie though trying to make something happen, pops it over Haven, beating out his #1, pass down to MVP. However, not able to find the back of the net as Rixie is there, unfortunately, and it's popped up again. This ball so dwindlingly close to the back of the net of this Nocturne side, but Overwatch still yet to find the back of the net to get that goal. It's 5 seconds remaining. Can it go in? It is. Rixie have scored. It's 1 goal needed, and there we have it. 3 seconds left on the clock. We saw a couple of kickoff goals happen in the previous series. Is it going to happen again?
I mean, it could. It's fantastic passing from Overwatch to give themselves a chance. Whether or not this goes through, I don't know if Nocturne will allow it. They weren't the ones that fell to all the kickoff goals that Overwatch and Dogon did, and they were ready for it perfectly. Killed that in the crib, essentially. We're not allowing any chance for Overwatch to equalize and push this to an overtime. But the fact that we've already seen 7 goals in the first game of a best of 7, I'm not sure we're going to be able to keep up with this, Hobbs, just as much as the players aren't. So if you're worried about your breath running out trying to cast over these, just think about how the players are feeling. That was such a tight game.
So unbelievably close, but I mean, what more can we talk about in that series? 7 goals. Unbelievable performance so far, and I mean, Vladimir with a Kuxir pinch. An unbelievable finish. I mean, that started off this incredible hype train of goal scoring galore right now. An unbelievable showing so far, and it is only the first game, Vector. We had the blessing of casting yesterday in the major grand finals where we saw Blaze get that bracket reset and then the sweep. And we are blessed again with this Nocturne versus Overwatch game. An unbelievable showing so far. This is teeing up to be one hell of a series, but it is Nocturne who are in that favourable position. Overwatch, they have to get that bracket reset. Is it doable? Only time will tell. I don't think it's too early to call if Overwatch need to change anything. It was only a 1-goal lead, but still, it's a 1-goal lead that took Nocturne into the lead. Vector, right now, the nerves on this pitch must be palpable. I can feel it.
Oh, jangling, just like earthquakes within the veins of these players. It just depends on how they handle that as individual people. You can talk all day about how they work well as a team, but if they don't do everything they need to do as single players alone in their own places on the pitch, all the little things, then you just don't have a chance in the big plays, in the macro, as it were. As D-Lynch goes for an early shot here, Rixie equal to it. I think Overwatch might slow things, or try to slow the pace down a little bit as they're getting beaten by Nocturne on most of the players. Haven tries to go for a nice double tap off the corner. D-Lynch to the crossbar, trying to keep this alive. Vladimir goes for a shot as well, but Nuxie stopping this one dead in its tracks, just on the edge of the box, and it's already cutthroat stuff back and forth in the first 30 seconds of game 2. And like you said, if all that happened in the first game, it is going by the script of how Major ended up going last night. The team from the upper bracket won 2, and then the team from the lower bracket went on to win 4 games. So that could still happen again, but this is a completely different set of dice. Overwatch versus Nocturne is as close as you could possibly get in the elite tier, and I expect Overwatch to step up just a little bit, try and find some measure of control, but a demo on the backline wasn't enough for them to find a way through and take a lead early in this one.
Unbelievable showing so far. We've gone just past a minute and a half. We're approaching on right now game time, and no goal scored. Very different from what we saw in that previous game, as Quizzy tries to make something happen for this Overwatch side. RSC is there, puts it across the goal, but cleared by D-Lynch very well. The Irishman even, living up to his name. Nixie now trying to play it with Quixie, trying to put the ball down forward. Haven covering it cleverly, and Haven being such a good anchor as that third man role. And it's interesting to see the two top MVP candidates being the ones in those third man roles, playing it so smart, and they play it so perfectly. We saw yesterday the third man role be so crucial to Blaze's win, and it's being crucial again right now. I can't take dividends enough as Quizzy trying to go for that clearance, but it is right now Nocturne piling on the pressure, and Nuxie trying to have something to say about it though. Is D-Lynch going to go up the sidewall, beaten out by Rixie, but actually Rixie missing the ball. Is D-Lynch able to get a huge clearance over to the opposite side where Haven's waiting. Nuxie actually gets the whiff, cannot play it around Quizzy though. Wise to Haven's touch. D-Lynch going for that early challenge, now following up over the side there. Nuxie going for that 50-50 again with Vladimir, and Vladimir comes out on top, and Rixie trying to get that booming clearance, trying to make something happen. Haven though wise to that touch, and Vladimir now booming it up the field. Nuxie tries to pop out from the center, waiting for his teammate Quixie, who gets actually dunked. Rixie had to come across the goal to save that touch, and it seems like both teams are trying to vie for a little bit of control in the opposition's half. Right now, it does seem like Nocturne is the favoured ones. They seem to be a bit more calmer, but Quizzy's having something to say. They're trying to look for the passing play with Nuxie, but fortunately, Nuxie not the best of touches in the corner, and both go for that bump. It's going to leave Rixie on his own. Nuxie covers it brilliantly with a nice interception pass. Now, D-Lynch going for that clearance, go off the sidewall. Can he follow up? No, he can't, as Nuxie is there. Vladimir goes up forward nice and early. Nuxie have to make a tight turn as all three players, but Nuxie getting bumped by his teammate, but the beep, beep, beep sound was coming out of Quizzy's car. Unbelievable scenes from here, and it's still 0-0, and we've gone way past the halfway point.
Clever, sneaky play from both sides, but some uncharacteristic misses, whiffs, missed touches, all those kinds of things. We talked about it before. Nerves will have a factor in this best of 7 series. It's without doubt whether or not that comes sooner or later is up for debate. But right now, because it is 0-0, it's clear to see that neither side has all that much composure at the moment in any area of the field. You were talking about how you need a reliable third man every single place on the field. Haven just about taking that off the post, and Nuxie was trying to follow it up, but D-Lynch was ready to cover the play. QZ going up to meet with D-Lynch, and a free shot for Vladimir pretty much, but he puts it wide as Nuxie still has to do something, keeps it away from Vladimir, getting chased down now, goes up the wall, has the passing option in field. Does he choose to go for the flip? Reset, yes, it's off the crossbar. Haven couldn't get there, but D-Lynch takes it off the line to keep this one equal, and does it again, keeps it away from QZ. The offense from Overwatch has been terrifying to watch, but Nocturne, no quaking in their boots whatsoever, and this is a tie game still. I do not know how.
How is it still tied? It's only time that will tell the difference between these two teams. It's both vying for that control. Rixie going for that clearance. D-Lynch pops it into the corner, and once again, how has Overwatch not scored right now, especially off the opportunities that they found themselves? It's coming down to the final 10 seconds, and it looks like a ball going towards their net. Quizzy though, fortunately on that corner post, able to get the touch away, and he's able to beat out Haven to the ball again. Vladimir puts it into the center. Fortunately, it is read by Quizzy, I believe. Quizzy now staying with the ball. Can he make anything happen? 0 seconds, and he's actually deciding to kill it. He doesn't want to risk anything. Game 0 second goal, but it is in overtime right now between these two teams, matching up so well. Complete contrast between game 1, which was a score fest, but right now it's 0-0 in overtime. Can Nuxie make anything happen with this boost? Only 18 left though. Can he do anything with it? Is he trying to play it patiently? Forces a 50-50 with Vladimir, but fortunately D-Lynch rotates black. Haven pre-jumping onto that wall, gets a beautiful pinch, and this is why Haven's the MVP right now. His mechanics are unprecedented, but Nuxie up really quickly. Actually, Vladimir for the Nocturne side able to cover that. Does get demoed though. Haven coming up respawn on the correct corner, fortunately for his side. He almost gets caught in a rule 1 though, right in the end there. And the shot coming in, D-Lynch getting a fantastic save. Nuxie right now in the air looks absolutely lethal. It's so scary to play against someone such as Nuxie and Haven, but especially Nuxie right now, who look absolutely lethal in these aerial battles.
I mean, lethal is the word you use when they actually manage to score a goal. Neither side has done so, but yeah, looking threatening, looking a little bit venomous on either side, but Nothing going through right now. It seems almost too simple, some of the shots that I've seen, some of the players I've seen trying to break through, like just hits off the backboard, going for indirect passes especially. It's so easy to read, especially for players of this caliber, and you hope to see some more technicality from these quite strong mechanical players. But a nice shot from Vladimir, just about stopped by RSC, but Haven coming in. QZ equal to that one, has to go up again, but D-Lynch doing well to keep it in the red half. Haven, a bit of an uncharacteristic miss. Vladimir trying to keep something alive in this offense, but it's going to have to reset as Nuxie kicks it up the field. And I've noticed that quite a lot from quite a few of the players going up and down the field, just kind of throwing away possession, not remaining composed in their control in the play, like Nuxie here going for a nice air dribble, gets the reset, but Haven reads it so well because he knows how to do that, he knows how to defend it, and D-Lynch has been so reliable on the back line. That gives him his savior medal there, actually 3 saves at the back, and 2 for Vladimir. The saves all over the pitch. The only player that doesn't have a save, in fact, is Haven, so it's not like the defenses are taking a day off in this series, which might be obvious based on the scoreline. But there's so much strength, so much ability, and so much belief amongst all these 6 players that if it's going to go in, it's going to go in strong as QZ misses. Nuxie going for a shot, QZ's there to try and finish it off, but these kinds of whiffs cannot happen on the stage like this.
Unbelievable, these whiffs, and a huge clearance coming out from Vladimir is covered by RSC again. Haven comes off that sidewall, knocks it towards the Lynch's side. However, it's going to be a 2-on-1, an early shot coming in, and that's going to be it. It's going to be Overwatch tying up this series with 2.5 minutes into overtime. A bit of an error on those rotations coming out from Nocturne, but the pressure from Quizzy onto D-Lynch in that corner made it so difficult for him to do anything. And there we have it, Overwatch tying up the series 1-1. This is looking like one hell of a series. Are we going to see another bracket reset? Only time will tell.
It was painful to watch there from Haven at the end. Just the slightest mistouch, a mistake that costs you everything. I believe it was D-Lynch that was left completely alone at the back. He'd been doing so well as the defender, but in a 3v1, there's so many options you have, and then he got demoed, and Nuxie's shot was just so pinpoint perfect in that top bin, top left corner, unstoppable because there was no defender. Nocturne threw just a tiny bit too much into the offense. The slightest mistake, causes so much heartache. And Overwatch do bring a game back, and as we were hoping for, as we probably expected, 1-1 in the series. This is as tight as it could possibly get. 1-goal game again, and I expect it to continue in that fashion unless one team unlocks themselves. I've not seen too much popping off, like too much peaking, like we did in Major last night, where there were so many players that stepped up and played some of the best Rocket League we've ever seen from them. And that's what we haven't seen from either team right now. Maybe it is just the first couple game nerves. It's inevitable that that's going to happen. And whether or not they settle into this series, which side does it first, we'll have to see. But I cannot predict who it's going to be right now because they're just so close. They're inseparable.
I know it is stuck between these 2 teams. The poll is up now, guys. The series is tied 1-1. This is a best of 7, remember, and it could decide who it wins, whether it's going to be Nocturne taking it in the first series or it's a bracket reset inbound as Quizzy looking to get the first goal on the board. Haven, though, unable to get the touches that he wanted to. Ending up on his back on that sidewall, unfortunately. Quizzy coming off the side once again, looking for a bit of an area dribble. A good touch from Haven's going to alleviate that pressure. D-Lynch winning that midfield battle. Back over to Haven. Haven puts a shot into goal, but it's just a little bit wide. You cannot miss those, Haven. Your MVP. Shoot like one.
So few of those chances come through. It's a double commit by, I think, both Nuxie and Rixie going for the third man clear, and both of them get beaten out by D-Lynch. Like you said, Haven, of all players, is the least you would expect to miss an open net chance like that, but nerves affect even the best of us. Everyone makes mistakes. As QZ does not make a mistake, never mind, I'm talking nonsense. QZ makes a mistake of his own, a massive one, hitting the post just as Haven did, and neither side managed to break the deadlock.
The absolute cojones on Haven to sit in the goal and wait for it to bounce off the post so we get that touch. It was so impressive right now. Nuxie, though, trying to do something. You know how good he is in the air. Fortunately, D-Lynch gets that read, puts a booming clearance down because he is there waiting, gets a nice catch onto the ball, pops it over Vladimir, but it straightens the path of D-Lynch. He puts a shot on Rixie with a fantastic save, flying across that goal. Glizzy coming away the ball once again, pops it up into the center. Nuxie and Vladimir. Oh, Vladimir winning that touch, actually. It does fall into Rixie's path. He's going to take his time. Zero boost to work with, but doing such a good job with the ball control on that floor. Pops it up. Haven is there waiting. Vladimir almost with the shot. Haven looking for the redirect, but it's covered by Cruzy. D-Lynch has gone up for the ball, but Nuxie too quick in the air to get that touch. We see the number 1 and 2 MVPs battling out, bumping each other's cars right there. Haven is there trying to find the redirect, and Haven pushed up quite far right now. D-Lynch left as that third man. He's doing such a good job anchoring for his team. And uncharacteristic miss coming out from Vladimir is going to leave Nuxie with an opportunity to get that ball. Going for a bit of a pinch here, but not able to find what the pinch we saw in that first game from Vladimir. However, Rixie there with the shot and a miss touch coming out from, who was that? I have to see that again. But Haven, oh no, D-Lynch missing that touch, and that's putting a 1-goal lead for Rixie right now.
Yeah, just a simple misread off the corner of one of the least likely players you'd think to make that kind of mistake. And as we said with Haven, these kinds of mistakes happen to everyone, the best of the best. If no mistakes ever happen, no one would ever score. And it's just which side is going to make the least mistakes, and D-Lynch with another miss here off the backboard. As we said, the nerves starting to set in for some of these players. A nice demo on Vladimir by QZ. Relieves some of that pressure as Rixie takes his time, beaten by D-Lynch, but just dropping straight back to the second man, who gets bumped out. Rixie's already at the field, misses this, and Vladimir plenty of time to pass across, but D-Lynch is up. It's going to beat Nuxie. It's dropping down. QZ was a little bit awkward. Has to cede possession to Haven. It's gone back across the mid. Vladimir not equal. QZ just enough boost, but it's dropping down. Can Haven finish it off? No, D-Lynch coming in. Misses as well. The Woodwork denying the Nocturne their equalizer. They still can't find a way through this Overwatch defense. What is happening to their offense right now?
It's the Alanis plague right now. Just the Woodwork being critical to the defense of this Overwatch side. They'll be rubbing the sweat away from their brows right now. Z-Lynch going for another opportunity. Puts it off the Babble, looking for the double touch. Can't find it. He does dunk one. Vladimir, can he find the angle? No, he plays off the Babble again. Haven goes up. He puts a shot on. He's going to float in. No, he's just smashing in front of the net. Rixie keeping it up. How was he not scored? How was Rixie? How have they not scored? Rixie being incredible. Getting the shot, keeping the shots away. Still not able to go to the back of the net. This Nocturne side are not able to find the goal that they so desperately need right now. And it's still 1-0 in favor of Overwatch. Being saved so many times by Rixie and the Woodwork. Now it's still 1-goal lead. Fragile until the clock hits 0. And still Vladimir going up that sidewall, trying to push it forward. And there we go. No, D-Lynch with a fantastic save. Almost a nail in the coffin for this Overwatch side. Oh my lord, this is going back and forth. Nocturne not able to find the back of the net. Vector, what is going on?
It's our confidence. That's what it comes down to. Nuxie showing even more of it here. The control that they have through the midfield, always ready to go for another play like this one, not just letting it fall apart. If it doesn't work out in the first touch, go for another one. One of your teammates is going to be ready in the midfield. I'm sure they're communicating that, but they have so much faith amongst each other and between one another in those positions, especially on offense, but they know they can just put it in an area. One of your teammates is going to be there. Nuxie going for a beautiful looking play, a kind of a faked musty flick going low, didn't quite work out, but I'm pretty sure they're happy with the 2-goal lead and 20 seconds left to play. Probably just gonna kill the clock as much as they can. QZ going for a pre-flip air dribble. Nuxie not managing to get much off of that reset, and then his teammate is Demo, so a lot of pressure relief for the Nocturne, but it's in the wrong side of the field. There's 6 seconds left. If this doesn't go in, if they don't find a shot right now as Haven misses in the corner, that's going to be it. Overwatch have taken the third game in this best of 7. An amazing performance coming back. Actually, the first time a 2-goal lead has ended in this series. I mean, it is only the third game, but it's such a strange thing to happen. Such a massive result in a situation like this, in a clash between these two powerhouses of Elite. That I'm surprised that Nocturne got so few chances there. Vladimir, one of the best players we've seen throughout playoffs. He got a Cooksia pinch, for goodness sake. The first goal that was scored in this grand final. He didn't even get above 100 points.
I know, it's unbelievable. And what I find crazy is the fact that it was 7 shots coming out from Nocturne and 8 from Overwatch. It wasn't like Nocturne didn't have opportunities right now. Nocturne, we saw the countless opportunities. The ball was literally halfway into the goal, but Rixie out of the blue able to get that save, and still it is not trailing right now. Overwatch has taken the lead in this grand finals. Is this a repeat of what we saw last night from Blaze? Only time will tell, but Nocturne, they've got to get their mindset back. They're a little bit too tilted. Maybe they got to keep calm and play their game. Otherwise, this Overwatch side will run away with it.
I don't want to see that happen. I mean, I think some might want to see that happen for the Overwatch, that they end up running away with it. Of course, they are coming from the lower bracket, so if they do win, we will have a bracket reset and have to have another best of 7. Quite a few people not wanting to end up going to that point, and it's something that I think that Nocturne, maybe, I don't think tilted is the word for it. All these players are quite professional. You don't get to a grand final like this having that kind of mentality when you lose. They've lost before. It's not exactly new to them that they're losing games. Haven going up here, nice double tap opportunity. It's off the post again. D-Lynch high. This cannot happen. You were talking about the Alanis playing in the last game. I mean, it's kind of harsh to Alanis, but it's coming through. That's what's happening. They cannot find the target for the life of them.
It's the D-Lynch plague right now, not able to find the back of the net like they so desperately need to. But, as soon as they score, I'm sure many will follow. We saw what happened yesterday to Blaze. As soon as they found the taste of blood in the water, they were able to get those goals and take the victory away. As Vladimir now trying to get clear his lines, because he's doing such a good job in that front line to put the pressure on to this Overwatch, onto this Nocturne side. And Haven now getting a second touch forward. The ball is slightly awkward, dropping towards the net because he had to get that touch, or that would have been a goal. Vladimir up as well, getting a touch into his own corner. Rixie's there, pre-leading it very nicely. Going along that bad ball, does bump Vladimir awkwardly out of position, but fortunately D-Lynch with that clearance. And these sides, they have to be finding the back of the nets right now. It's just so palpably close as Haven with that counter attack, but it's met by Rixie. Such a good job of this Overwatch defense, being so impressive.
Razor thin, like I said in the last game, 9 unseparable, only one, actually 2 goals in the last game. It was 1 goal for so long as Nuxie coming off the ceiling, but it's played off the backboard. It took a double commit from the Nocturne. Vladimir has to beat the second man again. Rixie, Haven is up, plenty of time to go for whatever he wants. Nuxie is equal to it once again, meeting up in the midfield. That's happened so many times. Such a classic duo at this point to face one another on the Rocket League field. But D-Lynch trying to find a way to break through here. Not the greatest of shots coming off the backboard, but the attack is still alive for the Nocturne. Haven having to do it all alone, playing to the mid, expecting a teammate to be there. But a nice clear by Vladimir, back up the field off the backboard. Can he get back to it? No, Rixie is quick enough, doesn't get the second touch, but he outplays D-Lynch. In fact, didn't expect that. Another double commit from the Overwatch. We've been seeing this kind of thing happen from all the players from both sides. It's unlikely to see in Elite, especially between these two teams, but you've got to give them some slack in that regard, because they've been playing so hard for so long today, and I expect them to maybe kind of slow the pace down a little bit. Yeah. You've got to dig deep for this kind of thing. The energy reserves come into play, but I don't expect them to be able to go at this pace, at this level for a whole best of 7, especially not for a bracket reset.
100%, I could not agree more. Both these teams really, I think struggling for control over each side. It's just how it's so evenly matched. I was talking about Blaze, being one of the top teams in RSC, but the thing is, these games look slow, but Haven winning that 50-50, gonna take a Nocturne to a 1-goal lead in this game number 4. But I was saying, these teams are so evenly matched. That's why these games look so maybe slower than people would expect. These guys are fantastic. Unbelievable showing so far, but still these two teams evenly matched. Unfortunately, a bit of a miss, and I think that's definitely something that Nocturne need to look at, especially I think on D-Lynch, who seems to be missing these touches left, right and center, and missing the open net opportunities, something that you cannot have in the grand finals of the Elite playoffs right now. You see now Vladimir trying to put the pressure on, push into the center for D-Lynch, but D-Lynch again playing it too high. Vladimir is there for the shot, however, it is covered beautifully by him for swishy save by Nuxie. Reeks now putting it forward, plays it off the sideboard, but Haven wise to that bounce. Nuxie is there, Vladimir waiting in the goal with a booming clearance, and now it's an opportunity for the counter-attack for Nocturne right now. Haven is there, plays it round 1, plays it round 2. No! Why did Vladimir turn and go so far back? If he'd stayed a little bit pushed up, he would have got that goal. D-Lynch was already third manning. It would have been such a prime opportunity, but still a 1-goal lead for Nocturne. They'll be comfortable in the scenario they are. There's a minute left on the clock. Nuxie trying to put the pressure on forward. Haven now getting a touch over to the side. D-Lynch is there once again. Haven though 50-50 with, I think, Queasy that way. Is D-Lynch putting it on forward. Haven trying to go for the bump onto the player, but finds the ball instead. Now gets massively boomed in clearance. Haven though rotated back nicely, plays off the wall once, 50-50 with Queasy. Oh, they can't find the second 50-50 as Nuxie comes flying in, and there we have it, the second goal. I mean, a goal even for the Overwatch side, tying this game up with 30 seconds left on the clock. I mean, if Nocturne lose this, it just seems like, Overwatch will have that, mental edge. They don't want to tilt. They have to keep their mindset centered.
Yeah, if Overwatch take this, it will be on match point, winning 3 games. Only the 4th needed to force the bracket reset here, but from what I've seen of Nocturne, they've not been playing nearly clinical enough from some of the shooting I've seen from D-Lynch. She gets under the ball quite a bit. It's propping up awkwardly for him to go for those shots, but just slight mechanical miscalculations. You were talking about it, how close these teams are. It's not. It might look like pure anarchy, pure chaos, but that's simply not the case. This is very calculated. Most of the play that they're doing. Sometimes it kind of falls apart because the opponent does something unexpected. But we do have overtime here in this fourth game, even if I'm correct in that. As it's gone over to the red side for Overwatch. Nuxie to do something, beats out Vladimir, doesn't quite have the boost to beat Haven. Goes up for something of his own, not much control, has to go for a double tap instead, but Rixie recognizes that threat, gets it away, but straight to D-Lynch, who keeps it in the corner. QZ bumps out, goes for a block play, and then actually a double commit finds its way through, threads the needle of 2 Nocturne players, and it's going back up the field. Rixie pass infield for Nuxie, who just decides to leave the ball. I think expecting Vladimir to get some sort of touch on that, but just props straight back out to Haven in the mid. Rixie too aggressive to be handled through that midfield, and that's kind of the thing I've seen from Overwatch throughout this series. That they get really aggressive in the mid, try and close down anything that Nocturne are trying to prepare in the midfield to then transition onto offense. It's not quite quick enough from them, and that's why I think Overwatch are probably going to take this from the play that I've seen, but anything can happen. There's Nuxie, goes for a shot. Vladimir's back in time, just off the goal line, stops it, but D-Lynch just trying to dribble it up the field. Haven trying to continue this quick counter, but all 3 Overwatch players have rotated. That was so close. A nice clear from QZ to D-Lynch to Vladimir to the corner. It's just ping-pong Rocket League at the moment. Neither side with Dauntless control, but Noxie's trying to finish it off right here. Going for a double tap. No, that's not going to work. Nocturne's just too good to allow that to happen. And it's almost 2 minutes into this overtime. I really cannot separate these 2 teams.
I know these 2 teams so evenly matched. But it is Nocturne in need of a win to tie up the series. 2 apiece right now. It is very comfortably in Overwatch's hands, 2-1. Is Vladimir looking to change that though? Looking for the bump, cannot find it. Fortunately, Queasy is there to get that touch away. Haven pops it up 1, beats out Rixie. Can he take it around Nuxie? No, he can't. Unfortunately for him, he hits the upright there. Nuxie now going for that dribble, wins it out on Vladimir, and the ball is now bouncing precariously. Fortunately, Haven is up early, goes off sidewall again, gets another touch forward. But he's beaten out again by Quixie, who's so good in that Merc. Such a unique car to play in at this top level, but if it works for him, it is really showing the dividends. Vladimir with an uncharacteristic miss, forcing Haven to have to pop it to that far corner, evading Nuxie's demos. Nuxie now there again, trying to put the pressure on. Vladimir goes up for the touch, go for the second one. He does find it off the backboard. A bit of a miss there, but Queasy coming around and covering it brilliantly for his side. Queasy putting the pressure on. We've just had 2.5 minutes of overtime right now, as the ball is now bouncing precariously in front of the Nocturne goal, but it's covered by Vladimir. Quizzy coming off the backboard, playing it onto the backboard, even as Nuxie there waits on the top of the D. There we go, Rixie 50-50 it once again, but not able to get the control that he wants to. Vladimir trying to play it around Quizzy, but not able to do so. Rixie's up in that midfield, puts a shot towards goal. D-Lynch has to cover it, and it's covered well. A bit of a double commit, unfortunately. So it does get saved. Now it is D-Lynch on the attacking prowess. Haven rushing forward, not able to get the touch he wanted. And Nuxie now with an opportunity to do something here. He goes to the aerial, he gets bumped, and just can he follow with a double touch? Almost. Rixie gets saved, his touch gets saved. Unbelievable scenes coming out from Nocturne's defense, keeping these shots away. How is it not scored? But Nuxie again making it so awkward. Vladimir gets the clutch touch needed to keep the goal out, and the counter attack trying to be fast here, but not fast enough as Nuxie coming off that midfield. Now Vladimir is there trying to put it forward. He gets the redirect touch, but he comes off the upright again. This Nocturne side cannot find the back of the net, even though they're defending so incredibly well. Nuxie trying to find the redirect touch, not able to, as Haven is up quickly off that backboard. Rixie now playing into his own corner, has a 100 boost to work with. We do see D-Lynch flying in, does get the touch towards Haven's side, but Haven rotating very quickly. Vladimir gets a touch around one, gets demoed for his efforts. Nuxie with the flick, Haven has to cover, he does so brilliantly. Rixie now in that corner, plays off the backboard once again, looking for one of his teammates, cannot get the second touch, but he does find Vladimir. Now Rixie is there playing into the corner, Haven covering it nearly nicely off the backboard. Haven now with the second touch, he puts a booming shot forward. Fortunately, Rixie has rotated back to get that touch away. D-Lynch has gone up nice and early, gets bumped for his touch. However, Vladimir putting it into the center, Nuxie coming off the backboard, getting a touch clearance forward towards D-Lynch, who decides to go for that booster, leaving it for Haven, who gets bumped after touching the ball away by Quizzy. Nuxie now keeping the pressure on to the Nocturne side. We see the bumps and demo plays attempts coming in for Overwatch, but Nocturne being way too evasive. Vladimir, can he do something with it? He gets the flip reset, but cannot get it past Rixie, who was there. Haven now with the shot onto goal, but Quizzy wise to it, already in goal, waiting for that shot to come in. It's almost a full 5 minutes of game time in this overtime of this game number 4 of the Elite Grand Finals. Vector, this is going to be a long series, but a fantastic one.
Yeah, I don't know how we've done it. We managed to play 2 games of Rocket League here in this game 4. It might end up in a best of 8. Well, it actually has technically at this point. That's what it takes to separate the 2 best rosters in Elite, but it's still so close. Neither side wanting to give in. So many saves on both sides. Vladimir doing so much, as well as Nuxie with the 5 there on the scoreboard. Free shot for QZ, but Haven is back. The rotation's working just enough. Like both defenses are working so well, but neither side seems to have all that much support when they go up the field. It always seems to be one solo play that's blocked out by 2 players, and it just doesn't work if you don't have that second man dropping in, trying to clean up the play. As a nice pass across for D-Lynch to do something about, but QZ reads it too well, and it's just they're cancelling each other out. It's, you know, we talk about them playing like 4D chess or something like that. Each chess move is calculated, you know, 10 steps ahead. What is going to happen if I do this thing? That doesn't work in Rocket League. You've got to take every moment as it comes. But both sides reacting so well, the intuition from them, knowing how strong their opponents could be, exactly what they're capable of doing, and just muting each other so far. Now 6 minutes and 20 seconds into this, and I still haven't seen either side take all that much of an advantage. I really hope this doesn't end in just an awful defensive mistake. I want to see something special. I want to see something like this. D-Lynch and Haven linking up, but Rixie far too good on defense, as he has been throughout this entire game, alongside Nuxie and QZ. Just too much for either side to have to deal with, and somehow they're finding the boost. The rotation and positioning is so perfect, and I cannot separate them. Once again, I've said it so many times, but that is the case. I can't change my tune because the game just isn't changing.
It is 7 minutes almost of this overtime, and both these teams are yet to find the back of the net. Both vying for a lot of control, but Nuxie, an opportunity here, beats out 3 players, can Haven get the touch he wanted, but he misses! Nuxie, what are you doing? You've been so unbelievable throughout this whole playoffs. Find the back of net countless numbers of times, but just cannot hit the easiest of shots right there. Open goal nets are sometimes the hardest to hit, but it's saved by Vladimir. Oh, shot from Rixie. Nuxie gets the catch, and still it is 1 apiece in this overtime. Rixie has come off the backboard. Haven has got back, doesn't get a touch. Rixie with a shot going off this backboard, but Haven comes across to get the touch away, evading Quizzy's shot. D-Lynch with the clearance. Is it going to go on target? No, it isn't. Can he follow with the second shot? But it is gone in. D-Lynch, who scored on the counter attack. What is this series? 7.5 minutes of overtime, and D-Lynch, who has been plagued with these misses all series long, finally puts the nail in the coffin for Nocturne, and they are going to take this series, take this game and tie the series to a piece. What a finish and what a defensive display coming out from Nocturne.
It had to happen. Something had to give. 1,100 points, in fact, for Nuxie by the end. 7 saves still was not quite enough to beat Nocturne, ending up being D-Lynch to make the difference in this one on just a relatively simple counter.
Has.
I mean, yeah, like what? You could not have asked for a better chance to finish it than the one that he got. He did everything he needed to do to create that chance to cultivate that. On the offense, the transition play was perfect. The 50 worked out so well, and then just fluffed his lines. It's as simple as that. It can be ironic that you get something so clear cut and then you miss, like you say, oh, it's open net, and then you panic. You're like, wait, what? And then you just miss. You shoot wide. Of all the chances that he's put on net, all the times that he's hit the target when there's been multiple defenders, and then as soon as it's completely wide open, just pretty much whiffs it, and that is what can make the difference here as Nocturne managed to bring it back. It is now 2-2, I think, in this series. Oh my goodness gracious.
I know, unbelievable stuff, and we're going to go into a game number 5. Remember, guys, this is a best of 7. So it still needs to, both teams need 2 wins each in order to take this series. What a series it has been so far. We've just seen a 12.5-minute game of Rocket League, because how close these two teams are. Vladimir trying to get an early goal on the board, but it's covered by Nuxie so brilliantly well. Rixie, though, going for the counter attack. Fortunately, Haven there covering it in that back line. Vladimir has got that touch. Quizzy being such a nuisance in that Merc, as he has been all series long. A bit of a double commit is going to leave Rixie with an opportunity to do something here, and he has done, as he puts that goal into the back of the net. A double commit playing absolute dividends for this side of Nocturne. Vladimir left back on his own. I don't know where the rotations were, but there we go. It is going to be this Overwatch side taking the lead in this game number 5. An unbelievable and unprecedented, really. People really thought that Nocturne were going to take it. They looked like the strongest team heading into this series. However, Overwatch really having the answers to every single thing that Nocturne throws at them. With the ball, plays it off the bad board, looking for a teammate, but Queasy rise to that touch. Vladimir, though, going off the sidewall, plays it over 1. Now Nuxie's last player back does get a really awkward touch, though. Really good play from him, actually, and it challenges D-Lynch's touch. A bit of an uncharacteristic miss comes from Haven and Queasy, actually. Fortunately, Rixie is there to get that clearance. He isn't able to get the second touch. Vladimir with the redirect. Nuxie going to get bumping Haven, actually. Such a clever touch from Nuxie onto Haven, who was able to get the bump, because Haven was looking for that redirect. He looked promising. Rixie with the redirect, and oh my lord, Rixie, what are you doing? What are you doing, Rixie? What a redirect from him. Nuxie with a fantastic pass forward, and Rixie just a little dinkity donk with that front right wheel to put it into the back of the net. 2-0 lead for this Overwatch side. Nocturne, they have to do something. They have to.
Yeah, sweet cherry picker from Rixie there. Complete faith that he's going to get a ball shot straight at him from Nuxie, knowing where each other is constantly, always across the field. Just an unspoken connection as Nuxie goes for the third. It's up in the back of the net. A goal for him. Already got the assist pretty much off the kickoff. Perfect pre-flip over the third man. And I actually expected this, Ops. I expected one side to take complete control of this game, because just imagine how frazzled you must be. Like you said, after 12.5 minutes of Rocket League, barely a minute to even stop, to think, to breathe, to reset. And the fourth is going to go in from Rixie. QZ with the demo that opens it up for the hat-trick. Rixie to put away. The Nocturne are starting to fall apart. Just too much for them in that overtime. The amount of pressure and nerves that must be going through these players, their minds must be almost completely destroyed at this point. And I definitely expected one side to just take control of this, start to dominate, and that is what has happened for the Overwatch.
It is Nocturne. None of the players have broken 100 points yet. I mean, I'm sorry, but what? This side of Overwatch looking completely dominant as we are in this game number 5. Looking so strong as they've already scored 4 goals, and we haven't even hit the halfway marker yet. the highest goal scoring so far in this series. As we see now Vladimir trying to make something happen, but there is still plenty of time for Nocturne to come back with the way that Overwatch is playing. They are just completely dominant in the air and the midfield. The shot goes forward, Dylan's having to make a clutch save. There's just so much pressure on the Nocturne side. Rixie though, going for his goal, going for his, I believe that his 4th goal, an unbelievable finish, and this Overwatch team are meshing so unbelievably well, but Nooksy doing Nooksy things. What a pass coming out from him.
The Nocturne just seem to have lost themselves. It takes a toll having to play Rocket League for so long, having to concentrate and keep your nerve for so long. As Nooksy goes for the double tap, it was almost a triple. Didn't quite find its way towards the target, but a nice 50 opens up. Nooksy backflips in just the perfect position to go for the shot, but Nooksy and Rixie link up once again. This could be a 6 or 7 scoreline at this point, Hop, and we've only just gone past the halfway line. I cannot believe what I'm seeing from the Nocturne, but fatigue, it's so clear what it does to you as a player and as a group, as a team. When you start to fall apart mentally and psychologically, it has such an effect, and it's just exactly what's happening to Nocturne. It could have just as easily happened to Overwatch, but these are the moments, these are the days that you must show up, and it tests you so much. It's such a challenge for these players. It's not just about being physical on the pitch and how well you can hold the controller and keep that muscle memory, but D-Lynch once again missing, Haven having to clean it up, but Nooksy equal to it. Vladimir trying to keep it alive, a little bit of hope left for the Nocturne, but a 5-goal deficit against this Overwatch side, peaking now, starting to actually consolidate their pressure and their dominion over this game and probably the series after this one. I really don't see a way back for the Nocturne.
I know, and I think this is, Overwatch have the whole of the Glaciers Conference on their shoulders right now. Every single league has been won by the Ignis Conference. Can this Overwatch side make it a W for the Glaciers side? Because right now they're looking in prime form to get that bracket reset, as it is a 5-goal lead to all in a series. Overwatch will need one more win if they win this game. So 1 minute left on the clock, but I don't think Nocturne have it in them. They've barely had any chances in this game. They've only had 1 shot so far. 2 shots now, actually, after Haven just put on. But 2 shots in this whole game. That's all that Nocturne have so far. Unbelievable, unprecedented scenes coming out from Overwatch, being the dominant force that they are showing to be, as Rixie does get bumped by Haven, but it's 30 seconds left on the clock, and I don't like to call games early, but I think Overwatch have taken this.
I think it's pretty clear cut here, Hawks. There's no danger of Nocturne coming back. They could score 1, 2, 3. It will not matter. They simply do not have enough time. There won't not enough kickoff goals in the world to try and get this back. But Vladimir does well. Actually fakes out the aerial, forcing Rixie to respect the potential of that flick. They do manage to get one back. A bit of a consolation goal, something that might give themselves a little bit of hope. Reset their mental. They've got one past this Overwatch defense. Both sides were defending so well in that 12-minute 7-minute overtime, 12-minute game of Rocket League. But Overwatch were just the ones that continued on. Something had to give, someone had to break, and it just ended up being the Nocturne. And now after this game, only one more chance to avoid that bracket reset. I mean, they still have at the very least four more games to assure that the Overwatch can't beat them and that they continue the streak of Ignis winning playoffs. But as you said, Overwatch, all the hopes and dreams and aspirations of the Glaciers Conference and everyone that's come before them, everyone that's fallen to the Ignis side. It's a phenomenal performance, of course, seeing that in that game, just considering how close it's been throughout the rest of the series. And I really don't see them faltering here in this game 6 or game 7.
I know, yeah. This is incredible. The way that we're about to see. This is a game 6. You are correct. We're going to go into a game number 6 as Overwatch lead 3-2 over Nocturne. And I mean, have we ever had it in RSC history that we've had 2 bracket resets in one set of playoffs? We saw it happen yesterday. And we're on
to get the history books out for.
I know. We're on the precipice of seeing it again, and unbelievable performance. I mean, there was only how many shots coming out from Nocturne? 3 shots compared to the 11 shots coming out from Overwatch. I mean, this is just unprecedented coming out from Overwatch. They finally kicked it into gear. They've been, slightly wishy-washy throughout the whole playoffs so far. But now Nocturne are just left in pieces. I mean, Overwatch, they are looking so strong. I mean, I have to ask you, Vector, what do Nocturne need to do? Do they need to reset mentally? What can they do? Because Overwatch right now, they're fairly unbeatable.
I mean, they need to do everything. No stone can be left unturned. They have to try every single strategy, every single thing they've got in the back pocket. Last resort. I've not seen much in terms of disruption play, in terms of demoing and bumping. I mean, there's probably a lot of boost stealing going on. It's kind of hard to tell because it happens so quickly. But knowing that the Nocturne are on match point now, having to win 2 games to prevent this bracket reset and end this one a little bit early and kill the hopes and dreams of Overwatch and of the entirety of the Glaciers conference. Through that, and be in the back of their mind as Watch nearly get one of their own. Vladimir with a miss here up on the counter. That was pretty much an open net for him to shoot at. He gets another chance here, and he does put this one away. A perfect infield pass from Haven, and they kickstart their offense once again. Only managed to score once in the last game, but taking a lead early here is crucial for them.
Unbelievable start coming out of this Nocturne. I mean, this is the way you want to bounce back. 1-0 lead. They got demolished. I mean, that's the plain and simple fact of it in that previous game. But if they want to go to a game 7, they have to win this. They have only 1 life left. Well, no lives left for that bracket reset. They have got the cushion of that second best of 7, but they do not want to go there. And you were talking about fatigue, but I'd expect Overwatch to be the team that could have been to fatigue. They've been to 3 best of 5s. They've been to 3 game 5s so far. And they are still playing at such an incredible form. It's definitely something that must be in the back of the minds of the Overwatch fans who are, know how much they played and know how much fatigue can set in. But this side of Nocturne, if there is ever experience and composure, these guys have it. And it's about now that they need to start bringing that out and showing their prowess in being a top team, because Overwatch looking incredibly strong. He does play it off the sideboard. Queasy is there, reading it well, going for an air dribble and that Merc, which I think looks incredibly hilarious. Looking at such a big vehicle, and Haven doing such a good job on defense. Pops it over to Dealinch, and now back to Haven. Haven off the ceiling, looking for that second touch. Cannot find the angle that he wants, but Haven doing so many mechanical, brilliantly things. Not able to find the touch that he wants to finish, and it's all about those finishes right now that Nocturne are really struggling with.
Yeah, the finishing's been lackluster from Nocturne, of course, having the lead here. They did make a nice passing play, going for another one here. Dealinch was actually taking that for an air dribble, and that means a double commit as QZ goes back up the field, almost beats Vladimir. Doesn't quite get the 50 that he wanted, and Nuxie played up, cheated up, and just a little too far forward there, a little too eager to try and get a shot away, but Ruxy keeping it alive. Dealinch denying him, straight back up the field for Haven to chase down, does well on the 50s, kick back to the mid. If Nuxie doesn't get a touch, there's actually going on target. QZ's going to try to get passed down to Rixie, but Haven's there, coming in like LeBron from the back end, slamming that against the backboard and stopping any sort of chance for Overwatch to equalize this game. But
again, missing that open net.
I know, just the sheer shooting accuracy that isn't there for these two teams is kind of ridiculous, considering how well they've played throughout league play and throughout these playoffs as well. You were talking about fatigue being a big factor, and Overwatch fans knowing that. The Overwatch players themselves will definitely know that in the back of their mind. But this is one of those, just another one of those things that separates the good from the great, as Vladimir gets to shut away. Mistake up of Nuxie in midair. Haven actually does well to create this. Doesn't get the reset that he wants, but he actually kind of fakes out Nuxie and forces the late 50 to drop down for Vladimir to shoot at. Perfect accuracy there. No plague from Alanis showing up in this one, and they take a 2-goal lead.
Alanis plague, I love it.
Yeah, the endurance, like I was saying, is what separates the good from the great, the best of the best, and Overwatch were doing that so well, but Nocturne have still got a lot to say.
They really do, and it does look like the Nocturne of the first game, the one that they won. They look far more comfortable here. I think Overwatch just brought so much speed and tempo to the previous game that there was just nothing that this Nocturne side could do, but Nocturne definitely finding a moment back, and it is both Vladimir and Dealinch up. Dealinch almost putting it into the back of the net. It's just a bit up high again. The ball being touched. It's off the back of the board again, but Haven with an unbelievable... hit off at all the players. He fakes one, pops it over another. Can he go the way? No, he can't. As Queasy comes flying back in. Haven being the savior of this Nocturne side, keeping it to a 2-0 lead. And there we go. Rixie coming off the backboard again. Vladimir is in that midfield, plays it towards his teammates. A bit of a smart play, but how are they? Haven with a bad touch, leaving Nuxie with room to breathe. However, there was a 2-on-1. Not much that he could have done. Queasy is there once again. Vladimir gonna get demoed though, but he gets the hit off just before he gets demoed to buy the Nocturne side some time to do what they do best, which is regroup. Now 30 seconds left on the clock. 2-0 lead for Nocturne, exactly what they needed. And Haven is there, put it forward. Again, Vladimir looking to redirect. Haven trying to find the angle. He does so, and he plays around Nuxie. Haven doing Havenly things right there, putting it into the back of the net. And there we have it, a 3-goal lead. And Haven just reading Nuxie's line so well, delaying that touch so well to play around him. It's 20 seconds left on the clock, Vector, and I think we're going to have a game 7 on our hands.
Oh, I mean, it's looking that way so far. I mean, it's basically guaranteed at this point. A 3-0 lead is insurmountable with the amount of time left. Nuxie trying to start that right now, going for a bit of a double tap reset, not getting anything on target, but you know, Hops, they say heaven is a place on earth, but heaven gets shots on goal. And he got one there to put the nail in the coffin for Nocturne, actually managing to push all the way to a game 7 here. And I mean, is it going to be a bracket reset? This is the last chance for Overwatch to prove why they should not have ended up in the lower bracket, why Glacis deserves to have a showing, even just the slightest one, in the conference rivalry, in the playoff picture. But Nocturne, like we said, got so much left to say. They are not done, and it is not done until it is over, until this last game is over. I cannot wait to see which side takes it, because it's been so back and forth.
It's been so back and forth indeed. I mean, I really think it comes down to the question of speed. You know, we saw when the game was really fast-paced, that's Overwatch's most comfortable position to be in. That's where they took those Ws. They were playing really quickly, win those aerial battles, and players such as Rixie, Nuxie, they love that speed. You know, Queasy's always going to be there as kind of that filler role. The guy's always going to be super reliable. But Nuxie and Rixie, they love the speed of the game. The faster it is, the more comfortable they feel. Although Nocturne prefer that structure, prefer that methodical play. And we saw it then. Nocturne really shutting down the speed of Overwatch and able to get that victory. But we are in a game 7 of the potentially first best of 7. But still, a game 7 of the first best of 7 of this grand final. Nocturne versus Overwatch. Is this where Nocturne claims a victory? Is Overwatch going to take it to a bracket reset? Vector, talk to me in this game number 7.
The first game 7 of the first best of, well, the last best of 7 of RSC playoffs. I expected it to come from nowhere else but the elite tier, the top echelon, the Nocturne versus the Overwatch. Both sides having so much to say, so much to prove here in this grand final. Will it be a bracket reset for the Overwatch? They fought so hard to get here, and now on the precipice of destiny. But Nocturne, they do not want to allow anything but it's not a sweep, obviously. They don't want to allow anything but a single best of 7 in this grand final. They want to end the night right here, but Rixie and QZ almost linking up, but Haven equal to it, ready to intercept that play. Nuxie does well to keep it in the midfield and flicks it over one. Could he get another flick? He does, but it's just back to Rixie, who gets the shot on, but Nuxie actually dropping in an own goal. So unfortunate for the Nocturne, but Overwatch take the lead.
Unbelievable. That could have been the play on fail of the century if Nuxie's Dutch save that shot, but in the fortune favours Overwatch right now. This Haven was in the wrong place at the wrong time, putting that goal in for Overwatch as they lead in this game number 7. Haven there with the shot, he puts it in, but no! Nuxie there with the save, and this we talked about his speed, and he's a demon. Call him Usain Bolt because he has nothing but a booming clearance. Is he going to drop in? No, Queasy is there to get that touch away. Haven not happy about that previous goal, trying to make something happen, but Rixie is wise to it again. Coming off that bad ball, getting that touch that was well needed. D-Lynch pops it forward again, and it is pressure in favor of this Nocturne side. A bit of a characteristic mix from Rixie is covered by Nixie, who now is putting the pressure on. Nixie's been so incredible. Rixie's there for the second shot, but no, it's saved by D-Lynch. Where D-Lynch comes across and gets that save from the bottom corner. Unbelievable from him. Is now Nuxie, 100 boost and a dream. He gets the flip reset, cannot get the angle, unfortunately. Is Vladimir able to cover, and the big booming clearance comes forward. Haven trying to do something here. It's touched around, and Vladimir gets an unbelievable equalizer. A brilliant team play coming out from Vladimir and Haven. Haven getting that aerial touch, keeping it in the air, leaving it for Vladimir, and what a bump from Haven onto Queasy. Do you see that, Vector?
Just that sequence alone, the perfect case study. It was almost a mirror image. Nuxie went for the first play, going for that aerial, that double reset in fact, but it was completely solo. And then going back up the field, Haven and Vladimir linking up. The team play, that is what makes the difference. And as you said, a perfect bump, the blocking play after the aerial to set up Vladimir. And that's just how well Nocturne worked together. Like you said, it was...
Oh my God! What? What was that? Vladimir, an unbelievable pre-jump from the back end from Haven's clearance, and Vladimir has finally woken up and puts that goal in. They call him a vampire because he strikes in the night, but he's striking right now as well, as it is 10 p.m. UK time, night time, and Vladimir is finally woken up and getting those clutch touches, taking Nocturne to that lead that they want right now in this game number 7. Can they hold on to it? Only time will tell, but Overwatch, I'm sure, have left some energy in the tank to go. Queasy with a lovely touchdown towards Rixie, and Rixie with the clearance. Vladimir, the man of the hour at the back line. He gets a touch forwards, leaving it awkwardly for Rixie. He has to burn a lot of boost. Fortunately, D-Lynch is back there with not the greatest of touches, but it does seem to fake out. I believe that was Trixie there. Not expecting the weak touch coming out from Vladimir of D-Lynch either. Vladimir, last player back, going up on that backboard, knocks it high. Queasy reading it very, very well. Vladimir gets bumped by his teammate before she gets the touch off before. Unluckily, Nuxie is right there. Can he put it in? Yes, Rixie can. Rixie equalizing right now with 1:56 later, and it comes off a bit of a misplay. The bumping of each other on that backboard, really tough, and Rixie putting in that equalizer. Vector, 2 minutes left on the clock. What are you seeing right now?
I mean, I was about to start mentioning how, like, both sides are kind of throwing away possession, specifically QZ. Oh my goodness! I can't even talk about what they're doing wrong because they start doing this, they start doing it right. D-Lynch with the flip reset dunk over 2 players to retake the lead in the grand final game 7. Are you kidding me, D-Lynch?
What was that? The cojones to go for that. Unbelievable. He's been quiet. He's been played with those woodwork touches and woodwork shots, but he finally puts one in when it matters the most. Vladimir getting that clearance away. Hooksy trying to follow out with a second touch, not able to. Fortunately, Queasy is there. Forces the 50-50. Haven now trying to get that clearance. Is read by Rixie. Vladimir coming off the stumble, not touching in the ball. Fortunately, D-Lynch back there, able to get that clearance pass. But you can definitely see fatigue setting in for both of these teams. They have played the equivalent of 8, maybe 9, close to 9 games in this best of 7 due to the overtime. So no wonder they are feeling it right now as Vladimir puts it up towards D-Lynch as he gets that clearance. And Overwatch looking for that 3rd goal. But a minute left of this game number 7 in the grand finals. Who is going to take it? Rixie looking to get it equalized, but Haven denying that right now. There's Nuxie right there. Haven doing such a good job with his speed, trying to keep the ball out of his half, but it's so difficult when Overwatch is so prowling around that midfield. Not the greatest touch of Rixie, going to fall down to Vladimir, and Vladimir puts 4th goal in. Has that put the nail in the coffin for Overwatch? It's not going to go up 4-2 with 39 seconds left on the clock.
Vladimir with the hat-trick has been playing unbelievably well towards the end of this series. We talked about him being a vampire waking up now. The night has come through. This is where Nocturne thrive, playing and living in the dark. Getting a 2-goal lead over Overwatch, 30 seconds left to go. They have to score right now. But Haven trying to go through 3 as D-Lynch is up. Can he do this? Can he finish it off? No, it's a boost! That could be crucial. 20 seconds. Rixie up the field, cut out by Vladimir. Nuxie is in the wrong side. Backflip. Still Vladimir with a shot wide, but still possession. Wrong side of the field for the Overwatch. Can they do it? Can he flick it over another one? But Haven's equal to it. Rixie with no possession. Vladimir all the time. The world is going the wrong way. They do not have enough time left. The Nocturne are going to do it. The next time it touches the ground. No, it's still not over, but it's pretty much all over as the Nocturne take the elite playoffs of RSC Season 7, went all the way to Game 7, but narrowly, thinly avoiding that bracket reset. What a performance.
Words? Mouth? What did I just witness?
Not much is
Nocturne
working anymore.
clutching up when it mattered the most. They went to the series point. Overwatch went to series point. It was 3-2. And Nocturne come back and win 2 back-to-back games in game 6 and 7. Unbelievable. Your champions of the Elite Season 7 are going to be Nocturne with an unbelievable finish. And that is going to mean that Ignis have taken every single playoffs this season. Unbelievable showing. Unbelievable. I'm blown away, Vector, right now. I cannot wait to talk to these players who are doing an unbelievable job of getting that victory. But I do want to quickly mention, guys, don't go anywhere. We have still got that massive announcement, which is going to come straight after the interviews with the players. So, guys, don't go anywhere. It is a huge announcement. I've been teasing it all day, all week long. So, guys, don't go anywhere. Stick around, listen to the interviews, and then we will have it. Big exciting things ahead of us indeed, but we have got the players in the chat. Guys, a massive congratulations to all of you. What a performance you have just put on. I'm gonna come to the GM first. Virtue, how are you feeling? I'm gonna actually come to Heaven first. Sorry, how are you feeling? You got MVP of the Elite League, and then you come out and win this against the second placed MVP, Nuxie. I mean, you were on the ropes. You were down, 3-2 there. How does it feel to bring this back?
It felt really good. We finally brought it together and we pulled it off. We've been looking for it for a long time, since last week of league play, and yeah, it just feels amazing right now.
Fantastic. I'm glad to hear it. And I have to come over to you now, Vladimir. You were plagued by the woodwork, the upright, and the crossbar for so long, but you had that Alanis curse on you, but you were able to break out of it and get an unbelievable couple of finishes. How does it feel, clutching up in that last game of that Best of Series 7 series and getting the pivotal goals, which, eventually clutched out the win for your team?
I tried to stay focused because we were so nervous. Or at least I was so nervous, and it kind of worked out. And I kind of popped off. I mean, after playing 15 series in this league, I had to pop off in one of them, and it happened to be in grand finals.
I mean, definitely a time to pop off. And D-Lynch, there's only one question I have to ask you. What the hell was that aerial play in that game number 7? A brilliant fake, which led to that final game-winning goal. I mean, how much hype does a play like that bring to you and your team?
The boys can vouch for this in the comms. There was a lot of screaming when that happened to take us 3-2 up. A lot of screaming because I was very hyped about it. And yeah, look, Virtue taught me everything I know. We got to give the real congratulations to him for it, best player.
True.
I mean, Virtue, seeing this team play, you must be so proud. I mean, these guys really pulled out all the stops. I mean, Overwatch, they looked incredibly strong and really scary, especially in that third game where they really did dominate this side. I mean, how does it feel to watch your teammates do this?
Honestly, I've done very little towards this team on winning, but it's just amazing to watch them. It was 3-2 down in the series, and to see them bring it back, it's just beautiful.
100%, 100%. Vector, I'm going to hand over to Vector before we get on to the fairly big news and announcements. Vector, do you want to close this interview out for me?
Well, sadly, we don't have Chung in here with us, the prolific GM of this Nocturne side of the Overture franchise. But I'm sure if he could be here, he'd love to congratulate all of you and to talk about how strong this side has been. I mean, you were carrying Ignis's 5-5 hopes in the playoffs on your shoulders as well. There were so many avenues of pressure that were coming on to fight against you, and then having to go all the way to Game 7 against this Overwatch side, it must have been a bit scary, knowing just how strong they had been throughout the lower bracket, and the fact that you were facing off against the first in Glaciers. But you've done phenomenally well. Some of the best Rocket League I've ever seen from anyone, especially in RSC. One of the greatest series I could have asked for. You know, I don't think we could have asked for anything more apart from another bracket reset. But I think for most people, we were happy with what we got. You know, we didn't want to overstay our welcome. You certainly didn't want Overwatch to overstay their welcome. Commiserations to them, and the greatest of GGs to you all. I hope you enjoy those trophies by the size of your names. I'm expecting to see maybe one or two more by the end of the next season or two. So, well done to you guys.
Massive GGs all around, and thank you for joining us in this interview room. Beforehand, before I get Frizzle and Archeon in here to have a quick chat about what is upcoming, I'm going to hand the mic over to Senji just for a few words to pass on our gratitude toward these two men.
Thanks, Hobbs, and congratulations to Nocturne. First of all, I wanted to say what an amazing season it was. So many amazing stories, so many amazing games. I hope everybody has enjoyed it. Big thanks to everyone, every single one in staff, every single one that has helped make this season as amazing as it was. And the biggest props and the absolute greatest thank you. And I want to see everyone in chat say thank you, Archeon. You have done so much for this league. You've spent pretty much every single hour on this league making it where we are, and it is just going to get better because I'm aware of what the announcement is going to be, obviously, and I can tell you it is great. And with that, Hobbs, I'll give it back to you, and let's continue.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Senji. And we must concur. Some massive thanks to Archeon, indeed, who's put the world into this league and this community. And also a massive thanks must go over to Frizzle as well, who works so soundly in the background to perform and pull out miracles as he does. But Frizzle, Archeon, I do believe you are here with me in the VC. So if you'd like to unmute and join and say a quick hello, we're going to get underway and just talk through the prospect to Elite, play it, you know, how you sign ups and everything like that. And then afterwards, there may be a cheeky video that we might have to watch.
Yeah, we want to play a video first of all as well about what's coming next season. So let's get straight into it because I think Hot wants to move on to that.
Exactly. I'm so excited for this, boys, and Senji, I think we have something, you know, maybe cued in the background. We could, you know, get some suspense here, guys. I think that may well be playing right now in the background. But guys, you've been waiting for this whole time. We're so glad all of you guys have tuned in, and thank you massively to everybody who has subscribed and tuned in to this stream. But this is what we have been waiting for, guys. Okay, I know the announcement only if select people do, but I have not seen this video, guys. Senji, are we ready? If so, guys, PogChamp in chat. Let's see what the RSC Season 8 has in store.
Shadows fall over my heart. I black out the moon. I wait for you to come around. You got me dancing in the dark. I close my eyes, but I won't sleep tonight. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you and me, do bad things in the nighttime. You should come with me, and we can kill the lights, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out, of the night, but it's the only way of life. It's black holes pulling me inside of this black heart, the black soul underneath this black, black sky. Baby, you should come with me. I'll take you to the dark side. Me and you and me, do bad things in the nighttime. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill a light, hit the light, let it black out, hit the light, let it black out, oh. Black bird, black moon, black sky, black light, black everything, black, black heart, black keys, black diamonds, blacked out, black everything, black, black everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, all black, everything, everything, black. Baby, you should come with me. Me and you and me. Baby, you should come with me, and we can kill the lights, hit the lights, let it black out, hit the lights, let it black out.